TimeShot, it's TimeShot. I'm in the place where my friends are, and I know together we'll go far. Yeah, TimeShot, it's TimeShot. And I'm still doing things the TimeShot way. Hello, people, it's Poet, and we're back on TimeShot. Now, today is... I didn't want to do this... Okay, you guys know the title. I'm going to be titling this one appropriately, so you know roughly what this is about. There's been 1,000,001 YouTubers out there saying the same thing, that YouTube is killing them, that YouTube is bad, that YouTube is murdering babies, that YouTube is, you know, funneling drugs for the cartel. I don't know. They're just... Everybody hates on YouTube all the time and says it's bad and says it's horrible and says that things are going wrong. And I admittedly have been one of those people in the past where I've said, like, well, now YouTube is doing something and it's affecting me. Now, I've seen a couple videos now on it from bigger YouTubers who are freaking out. And this is nothing new. This is nothing new at all. Where people who have 1,000,000,001 subscribers get a deficit of like 14 views, and then they freak out about it and say, like, well, now I have to quit my YouTube job and go back to work at McDonald's, and you know, what can I do? Meanwhile, they're making enough to survive. You know, even if they were to lose 3/4 of their following tomorrow, they're still making enough to survive. And therein lies the big difference, I think. But I'm going to talk about it today, my own perspective. And I want you guys, as kind of homework on this, if you want to know more, maybe you don't, maybe you do, I don't know. Check out a video by Cinnamon Toast Ken, who I had never even heard of him before. Win actually sent me a video of his, sent all of TimeShot a video of his saying, like, hey guys, check this guy out. He's got some concerns about YouTube. And it was another video where he's basically saying, like, yeah, YouTube is taking money out of my baby's mouths, you know, kind of thing. And then I watched another video that Anasia sent to me about the same thing from B00. And you guys know, me and B00, like, I when I first started YouTube, I wouldn't say that he was an inspiration, but I would say that he was one of the very first people on all of YouTube that I watched. And so, and I used to like his videos. I haven't watched him in probably 2 years now. But I watched the video, and he had a kind of alternate perspective in a way. In that, okay, here's the bottom line. Let's go through the whole thing from the beginning to get you all up to date, because I won't assume that everybody knows what's going on. So, YouTubers, especially the larger channels who have an easier time spotting trends, have noticed that views are declining across the board. And the reason that the larger channels can spot this is because they are getting, you know, in the hundreds of thousands of views, into the millions of views per month. And when something changes, it's a distinct dip in the graph that they're looking at, the stat graph that they're looking at. Whereas someone who might only get a few dozen subscribers a month or less, or, you know, in the hundreds of views, thousands of views, they may not be able to spot the same trends as easily. But the larger channels have noticed that something's up. Like, I was making 4 million views a year ago, and now I'm making maybe 1.5 million views. That's a pretty significant decline. And I'm not the only one. B00 himself. B00, who has 1 million subscribers. Over 1 million subscribers. If you look on, like, Social Blade or one of those other YouTube stat sites, Him and I have almost the same views every month. And so I was kind of surprised that he's not one of the ones that is freaking out about this. You know, he's got 1 million subscribers and he gets the same amount of views as me with like 200,000 subscribers. There's something not right, you know. But that's it. Is that he's saying, no, there's nothing not right about it. It is right. That's just how it is. YouTube is working flawlessly. It's not broken. And, you know, we should be thankful that we're getting any views, kind of thing. I'm, of course, paraphrasing. But you've done your homework and you know what he said, right? So I just realized something. Oh, to take an aside, I got to raise this whole floor by 1. This is a design I'm choosing, by the way. Hope you don't mind. Hope you don't mind. What do you have to do with it? I respect your opinions until I reject them. But anyway, here's the thing. YouTube used to have a certain method of showing subscriptions to people. If you were subscribed to me, they would show you my videos right away. And now you have to kind of go out of your way to look at them. They've changed things in the way that my videos are shown to you. It used to be that like my videos, if you were subscribed to me, my videos would take over your channel or your account, essentially. You would be inundated with Poet Plays videos. Oh, I made a new dinosaur video. Show it to them 1,000 times. And that kind of thing, you know, even if you weren't interested in my videos for a while, it would inundate you with them and then eventually be like, maybe I'll check it out, you know? It doesn't do that anymore. And for a lot of reasons. Like, people are, in all of these videos, they seem so confused about why is this happening? Well, we just don't know. I don't know why it's happening. Woe is me. I am the same way, but I've come up with a few conclusions. I've drawn a few conclusions of my own. And there's like a dozen ways that things have changed. I need actually more diorite. I need to go and search. I need to go search in a cave somewhere, maybe. Diorite. But anyway, there are a few reasons. Let me list off what the reasons are that views are going down for the majority of people. Number 1 is the way that the quote algorithm, you hear this a lot, the algorithm that YouTube uses has changed, and it's true. See, what happened, and this is the way for a long time. And I've made this comment in the past, years ago even. You know, YouTube really focuses on large channels. Mostly the large channels. You know, the PewDiePies out there, he's always named. But like the Skydoes Minecrafts of the past, Captain Sparkles is of the past and stuff. And if you were making Minecraft content, you know, you had to compete with the likes of them, which was an almost impossibility. You know, even if you were in a situation where your videos were coming up, theirs were too, always. And it seemed like YouTube was giving preferential treatment to the larger channels. And I remember it wasn't that long ago, YouTube had one of their spotlights, you know, the happy birthday YouTube type of videos, and they were spotlighting a bunch of channels and how YouTube has grown, and they asked for comments, and I remember even making a comment at that time. I said, like, wow, number 1, you've only shown one gaming channel, and that's PewDiePie. So, you know, YouTubers, especially smaller gaming channel YouTubers, are just completely getting shunned by not only YouTube community, but by the YouTube monster, the beast that it is itself. And I think that the smaller channels deserve more recognition and deserve to have equal opportunities to the big channels out there who they're kind of getting it easy. They make one video and YouTube shows it 1 trillion times. Of course, that video is going to get 1 trillion more views, and they're just going to keep growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. And the smaller YouTubers are going to get a push to the side because those larger YouTubers are taking the recommended video spots, the featured video spots, and So I was actually one of the people standing on a soapbox saying this needs to change. This needs to be different. You need to showcase smaller YouTubers. I don't claim to have the best content out there. I think that a lot of the people on TimeShot have way better content than me, and yet I was always getting these lots of views, and the people on TimeShot and RedCubed even back then weren't getting the same amount of views. We were putting out basically the same kind of content, but not getting the same kind of views, and I was frustrated by that just as much as they were. I didn't understand what the system was, what the algorithm was, what made my channel special compared to theirs, because I didn't think it was special. Still don't. But it's one of those things where I wanted it to change, and now that it has changed, you realize what effect that has. Because where the bigger channels kept snowballing, like we'd grow and grow and grow and grow and grow, that's kind of been stopped, in that the smaller channels now do have a little bit more of an opportunity to grow. I'm not saying that they have that much of a benefit or anything, but they do have an opportunity to grow beyond what they used to. So that's something that is good for them, and it will be noticeable to everyone else. Okay, that's number one reason. Okay, so that's the whole algorithm change thing, is that they've now focused more on leveling out the content to recommend more unique content to people. Some people say that in itself is broken, that only the viral videos and clickbait videos are winning, and game trend videos, like if you made a scrap mechanic video about half a year ago, you've probably got 200,000 subscribers from that. It's that easy. Honestly, those who didn't, if they tried now, maybe they'd get something out of it, but probably not. And if you don't want to play that kind of game, well, then you're not gonna grow in that way at all. And then the same thing happened with Pokemon Go. All right, so like Pokemon Go came out. It was utterly the most trendy thing on the internet at that time. Everybody wanted to play it, and everybody wanted to watch it. And it sort of, was doing good. Minecraft has suddenly had a little tiny resurgence lately. I don't know why. Maybe it's with Minecon just happening. Maybe it's with 1.11 coming out. Llamas. I don't know. But in the last couple weeks, it's been having a little bit of a resurgence. But Pokemon, Sun and Moon are the big ones right now. And if you're one of the lucky few who has a DS and a capture card and can make videos of that, or have found a way to do it, it's YouTube Gold. Do it. Great. Follow the trends. Now, there's a reason why I'm saying follow the trends like this, and why I'm even bringing this up, is because BOO in his video made a pretty good point. He said, a lot of these people are complaining about YouTube being broken, about not getting the same views that they were. But the bottom line is that they aren't changing. They aren't modifying what they do. They aren't, showing that they have the ability to follow what people want to watch. Minecraft used to be great. Nowadays, I love doing Minecraft videos, and Minecraft videos are actually still my most popular series. Minecraft dinosaurs and things like that. If I branched out, it's like BOO said, in his video, and I expect that you have watched it by this point, or will go watch it. But he says in his video, it's like taking a shotgun and firing it, and lots of little bullets fly out, and if you hit something, you have the opportunity to sustain yourself for a little bit longer. But if you don't, well, then you just got to keep firing that shotgun. You know, that's how I look at it anyway. And it really is like that. So I can make a bunch of other videos. You know, I made a Windcraft video series. I've done TMNT recently. I've done a bunch of little tiny indie spotlight videos from games that developers have actually given to me. And there's a lot of little things that I've done and tried, and you know, some videos get great views and others don't. And all of a sudden my Pixelmon video starts doing great, and you know, it's that kind of stuff that you just have to fire your shotgun and see what's going to make it, what's not. Some people like doing that, some people don't, you know. If I have a passion for building in Minecraft, and that's the only thing I want to do, and suddenly those videos are not popular anymore, well, that's going to be kind of a problem for you later on. Okay? But anyway, that's really the first whole big issue and reason why views are changing in a nutshell. There are other reasons that people have cited, you know, things like YouTube Heroes, which is a flagging system, YouTube giving preferential treatment to, quote, ad-friendly videos, which we've talked about in the past, where why am I coming up here? Where YouTube videos that have maybe vulgar content, even in language like swearing and stuff, don't get as much of a push, and even can get blocked for monetization. You know, that kind of stuff affects views. I've also said that it might have something to do with localization, where, you know, I'm in Canada, and by default, YouTube shows you Canadian content. You can change that setting at the very, 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 very bottom of YouTube. Click on where it shows your country, and then change it to like the United States or something. So that is something that people can try to do, but you know, there's a lot of other small reasons why views have changed. Game trends is one big one. Like maybe your videos just aren't popular because people don't like watching that content anymore, you know, and ultimately it comes back to whose fault is it, you know? Who do we blame for this happening to us? And a lot of the time, people will be quick to say it's YouTube. And certainly, YouTube changed things. They changed how things work. Am I at fault because they changed how things work? The reason why you don't see my videos anymore? The reason why you're, for some reason, unsubscribed to me by some reason? Is that my fault? No. But at the same time, it's my job as someone who makes YouTube videos to have sort of suspected that this kind of thing could happen and would happen. To make YouTube videos, you have to be adaptable. And therein lies the big difference between like Cinnamon Toast Ken's video as opposed to B-double-O. They both agreed that YouTube changed things, but they disagreed in that it was broken. And on one hand, you said, like, it's broken. What are we going to do to fix this? I don't know. And on the other hand, the guy's saying, well, they changed things, so you have to change with it. You have to work hard and keep doing what you do and change with it. And if you can change with it, then, you know, maybe you'll strike it lucky and continue to be able to do what you do. And I agree with that kind of perspective. Is that you have to just keep trying. Now, I wouldn't necessarily suggest, you know, keep doing what you're doing. That's the thing I hear the most. And it's even advice that I've given people before. You know, how do you make it big on YouTube? Oh, well, just keep doing what you're doing. You know, that's something you hear it so often that it's become a cliche. Keep doing what you're doing. But in honesty, if you want me to be perfectly 100% honest with you guys, how do you make it on YouTube? How do you become a big YouTuber? You have to change. You have to watch trends. You have to fight hard. It's really hard work. Honestly, it is. And there are a lot of things where I just don't know the answer on how to make it on YouTube. I just don't know. I try what I can, and it's like that shotgun. The shotgun is the best analogy ever because it's really pretty accurate in that it's inaccurate. You fire a blast, and if one bullet hits, great. If none hit, oops, you know, better luck next time. I'll be honest with you guys, and I haven't disclosed this at all. I'm actually kind of hesitating disclosing it now. But I have a second channel on YouTube. I have. I started it maybe a couple months ago. Maybe a month ago. A couple months ago. And I was putting out content on it regularly. Don't try to find it if that's the first thing you're trying to do. You're not going to. It's that different. It's completely different channel. And there will be 0% who are subscribed to that one who are subscribed to this one. I just know. I just know. But that's not the point. My point is I've made this second channel more as a trial for me to see if I knew what it took to make it on YouTube. You know, can I strike gold twice? And the answer so far is a resounding, you're an idiot for even trying. It can be so discouraging because I see, you know, this channel and it'll get, you know, decent views, and I'm saying, well, you know, I gotta rely on you guys, on your donations. I'll be honest, like Patreon right now is the thing that's keeping me afloat every month. Patreon is, not YouTube. If Patreon wasn't there, I'd probably be going back to an office job or some crap that I wouldn't want to do. But it's the truth, you know, like I complain about it. And yet I look at the views that I'm getting here as opposed to there, and I'm like, holy crap. It's really, really, really difficult to make it when you have a channel that just, you know, it's a new channel. How do you get out there? How do you do it? It's a struggle. I can relate. When people ask me, like, well, what do you do to make it on YouTube? And I say, like, well, just keep doing what you're doing. I don't know. Is that good advice? Or is that bad advice? Because honestly, on these channels and stuff that I'm making, like this other channel, it's not really working. I've only been at it for a couple months now, like I said. But the numbers are already so discouraging that I question everything. I question if it's worth it. So it's a pretty big deal. I don't know that I should just keep doing what I'm doing. I think I got to just keep trying and changing, and, you know, maybe then I'll accomplish something great on this other channel. I don't know. It's all a big question mark. So there's that. I mean, is YouTube broken? It's the question that everybody asks. And the question invariably is, it's changed. And as a result, there are people who just will no longer be able to do what they do, you know. And I think ultimately, though, I am one of the ones to say, like, well, nobody should really be complaining. The viewers at the end of the day are the ones that are suffering the most. Because what you'll see a lot more of, what this forces the people who do it professionally, like me, to do is to always try new things. And you, well, why? What's bad about that? Trying new things is good. I like change. No, you don't. You think you do. You like the concept of change, but you hate change. Think about it. It's always, this is a conversation that comes up every single presidential election. It's like, oh, I love change. Change is good. We want change. And then ultimately what happens is you realize later on, you hate change. Change is bad. You like the same things. You like, here's the thing. Imagine you like peanut butter and jam, peanut butter jelly sandwiches, okay? You like it. And then one day you say, well, you know what? I've had this every morning or every day for lunch. I don't want PB&J anymore. I'm going to change because I like change. I'm going to change it to like BLT, okay? So that change happens, and you like that change. But imagine then if you could never go back, ever, to having a PB&J again. And you have to settle for the BLT. And then that BLT ends up changing maybe to something that you don't really like a, I don't know, a Reuben. Monte Cristo. I don't like whatever other kind of sandwich, okay? Imagine if it just kept changing and changing and changing, and ultimately you end up with a product that you didn't want to eat. That's what's happening on the YouTube landscape, and will continue to happen for sure, is that YouTubers are going to ultimately have to change what they do, and some of it you're going to be really liking, and others not. And that's just kind of the way that the cookie crumbles. So YouTubers now have to change constantly, adapt, fight back, because YouTube is wanting to show new content. They're wanting to show trending content. They're wanting to show content that gets a lot of immediate clicks and engagement. That's what they want to show. Kind of cutting out the filth, because there's 1,000,001,001 videos being made every day. How do we show you guys the one video that you're going to like? Well, chances are, because most people like the trending videos, you will too. So then YouTubers have to make more trending videos, and it's never-ending cycle. Okay? But like I said, that's going to change things. It's going to change things. If I start putting out, say tomorrow I cut out Minecraft completely. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but let's just say hypothetically that did happen. I think it would be an utter disaster for a lot of my viewers. I would alienate so many people who enjoy the content, who like watching it. It would change. Some would like the change, but I think the majority wouldn't. If I somehow struck gold again and, started doing a trendy kind of video, maybe I'd come up with a new audience that would like the new stuff, and who cares about the Minecraft being gone. But the chances of that happening, like I said, I have a second channel now, and it's not doing so well. So, I don't know what it takes to strike gold twice. And a lot of YouTubers out there will fall by the wayside because of it. Is it YouTube's fault? No, I don't think so. I think that at the end of the day, people have to figure out what will sustain them. It's up to them to follow the trends and come up with an idea, a strategy. Are they at fault because YouTube changed things? No, absolutely not. But I don't think that it's YouTube murdering babies bad. I think that they just have to learn to adapt and figure out for themselves what's the balance between, coming out with new content that people will watch and without alienating your longtime fans. That's really the big battle right now going on. You have to sort of come up with that solution somehow and just figure it out. I don't know, personally. I just don't know myself. If I knew, then I would have struck gold twice. And so far I haven't. So, you know. But that's the way that things are. I know that a lot of viewers have noticed it too. In that, you know, I see people mocking me. Like, what? I don't know where these people come off, but they do. They mock you. They mock you. And it's always been the case, you know. It's ever since the whole I mentioned Sky Does Minecraft before. It's since those golden days of YouTube where, you know, I'd go, I can't get in Minecraft. And then I'd get like thousands of people commenting saying, you know, who are you? You're nobody. He's somebody. Why are you he gets way more views than you. And like views are the end all be all, but they're not. They're just not. And it's sort of the same thing now, you know, like people thinking that views are everything and they're not. And it's how do you do it? How do we win? How do we fight back? I don't know. I don't know yet. But like I've had people mocking me saying like, well, man, whatever happened to your channel? You were getting millions of views. Now you're getting nothing. And I mean, this is all part of it. You know, am I to blame? No. But like, what's your point bringing it up? That's my big question is like, yeah, you're right. You know, I'm not getting the same views that I was. So, you know, please support me. Please be supportive of me. You know, don't use it as a, like, you know, this is the thing. I don't know why the views that I get on videos should affect your enjoyment of those videos whatsoever. But it seems like there is definitely that mentality out there from a lot of people. Like, if I don't get 100,000 views on a video, then, well, this video is not even worth watching, kind of thing. And that happens all the time, and I don't quite understand that view. You know, if you like something, shouldn't you like it because it's good, not because it got a lot of attention? You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm the one who's wrong. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm fighting back the best that I can. You know, I try. And that's the most that I can do, is try. If I stop trying, my channel will just ultimately die. Period. It is just going to crumble up and die. And I don't want that to happen. I love doing what I do. And I don't want to stop doing what I do. And I think that mentality in itself is way more important to have than any other. And this whole thing, the changing landscape of YouTube conversation. If you have that passion still, if you don't want things to stop, then you'll find a way to get that balance, to show your older viewers that you still care about them while also being able to sustain yourself through new content. You'll find the way. You have to. And if you're passionate enough, you know, it'll all work out. I hope. You know, it's all a big question mark, like I said. But yeah, that's all my conversation for today is. Hopefully you guys liked it. Hopefully you guys like the pattern on this floor here, to step away from that kind of conversation. I like it. I'm going to do the same thing up here. So this is going to be the second floor. I haven't figured out a way of transporting us from first floor to second floor yet. Third floor, fifth floor, fourth floor. I can count. No, 1, 2, 3, 5. I good math, English, numbers. But anyway, yeah, this is the design I chose. I'm going to probably, because this is a normal donor hall, I just want to have a floor like this, and then I'm going to probably try to figure out a way to showcase the names along the walls maybe, or like, I don't know yet. I'm kind of stuck on a design right now. I'm working on it. I don't know yet. This floor design would actually be way better off for like the Patreon donors, because this is why when we first walked in here, I had a pillar set up here. I don't have any pillar blocks on me anymore, but I had like a little pillar set up here. Let's just kind of go like that. And I was going to actually have like, this will be the 1 patron, 2, 3, 4 in all the little spirals. I'd have like 1 patron, 4 per floor, and then go up and down from there. That's an interesting concept, but a big waste of space. I don't know. I can't. I don't know. Either way. To end off this whole conversation, all I wanted to say is that I do appreciate every single one of you who has stuck with me through the whole thing, who are giving me those few views in whatever way they're showing up, who remember me without having YouTube tell them to remember me. You know, I appreciate it a lot. Yeah, and that's really all that I have to say about it. You know, I'm so fortunate to be where I am right now. There's little room for me to complain. I hope that things work out for everyone, those out there who have been freaking out about it, and those who have kind of a backseat look at it and say, well, it's not really that big of a deal. I hope it works out for all of us. I actually commented it on one of the people's videos to someone who was sort of naive about it. They were saying, you know, why are all these people complaining? And they've been complaining about different broken things for years, and nobody's lost their job over it. You know, I look at people like myself who, you know, I support myself. I support Win. And her family and my new family. I look at people like BOO, who, again, he's getting the same kind of views as I am, and he's got, I think, 2 babies, two little kids now, a house, a wife, a family. You know, he's got to support them. I'm living in a place now where, you know, I'm barely scraping by each month, considering getting part-time jobs and, you know, doing whatever I need to support my family. And it's a tough situation. You would be naive to think that it's not affecting even the larger channels in some negative way. Even if it gives them a little moment of worry, nobody should have to live with that kind of worry in their lives. You know, the stress of money issues, of that kind of thing. I wish, humbly, this is my comment that I made. I wish that there was a way for every single person out there who has ever made a YouTube video to be able to support themselves. If they've got that passion and that drive, I wish that everybody had the same opportunity to support themselves. I really wish. I think YouTube tried to compliment people by, you know, even the smaller channels out there. Let's give them a cut. Let's give them a bigger cut. Let's push their content more. And it's what we asked for. It's what I've asked for. It's what we demanded. And we're seeing the effects of it now, a couple of years down the road. It's something to really reflect on. You can't really have the best of both worlds. And then I go on my rant, and then I go and I say, you know, YouTube takes 45% of every single person's revenue out there. Every single person, 45% of it. Let's round it up to 50. Half of your money goes to YouTube. Why? For the privilege of running YouTube, for the privilege of giving you those ad spots. When a similar ad spot on television, traditional media like television, would net you 20 times the amount you get from YouTube. You can actually see what YouTube makes on your videos, and it is, you know, more than enough to fund one of their employees and then some, you know, like, and for what, you know? They are making money. They are definitely making money. They could afford to give us a bigger cut, and that would help ease some of this pain that people are going through right now, no matter what size of channel they've got. It would help. And that's really the big concerning factor on YouTube. But anyway, I digress. That is a different rant for a different time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was insightful. And I do hope that you check out those 2 videos from Cinnamon Toast Ken and B00. Drop them a like as well as you have dropped mine a like. And we will see you guys next time on TimeShot. Bye-bye.